Yeah, I see it up there. I think I see it. Yeah, it's right up there. Looks like a rope or something there. Hang on to. A little precarious. Holy crap. This is it.
What did your brother say? When you're driving out of here, you'll see her in your rearview mirror or something?
Maybe. Yeah, sounds familiar.
Her restless soul. Anybody that comes up here, I guess, is gonna see her. Yeah, I had a couple of my friends crash, and they said it was because of her. They told me not to ever tell anybody because they didn't want to be thought of stupid or anything. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a pussy. I'm not gonna come up here at nighttime.
It's dangerous.
This guy was driving through the canyon, and it was a really rainy, dark night, and this young woman in this white dress, this kind of old-fashioned white dress, was hitching a ride. He didn't really ask any questions. He felt bad for her, picked her up, and she asked him, could she take him to her husband's house? And he said, yeah, and she kept giving him funny directions and said that the roads were weird, but eventually he got to this address, and she said, would you go in and ask if John is there, or whatever the guy's name was? And he got out, and he walked up to the door, and he knocked on the door, and he asked if John was there, and the guy kind of looked at him. He's like, what? And he goes back in. He comes back out with his wife, and they said, who are you looking for? He said, I'm looking for John Smith, or whatever the guy's name was. And the guy said, well, you know, that was these are older people. They said, our son had died years and years ago, named John. And he said, well, there's this lady out in my truck. Look, and he turns around. There's nobody in this truck.
Well, when I was in high school, that was a deterrent. The story of the White Witch, and for people who go up there and park. She was brutally beat up, as I understood it, and left abandoned in the canyon after she was on a blind date, and she got she was assaulted and beat up, and it was a prom night, and she had her whole white dress on, the whole thing, and in the early days when we used to go up and race through the canyon. A few beers and we'd see the witch for sure.
People just get hella drunk here. It's the place to be.
Like the natural setting and stuff?
Sure.
Natural setting is cool. You just gotta enhance it a little bit.
There's hella graffiti, so that's pretty tight too.
Yeah.
I got caught in the tunnel, and a big train came through, and I didn't think I was going to make it. The wind from it was so strong that I had to hold on to some rebar and things that were sticking out of the wall a little bit. And the train, it felt like it was right here, but it was actually probably that far out, 3 or 4 feet out. But it just felt like it was pulling me toward it the whole time it was going by. And I thought for sure I was a dead man at that point. I was in college at the time, and I was taking pictures of everything.
And so I took these great tunnel shots, and the farther back I got in, the smaller the opening of the tunnel was, so it was kind of cool, you know, and all of a sudden I hear the train, and I couldn't tell which direction it was coming from. That was the weird thing. So I started running in the wrong direction. I started running toward it, because you couldn't tell. It sounded like from the noise that it was coming from the other end. And I got caught short. Fortunately, I made it through, but